So, at this point, I'm pretty sure we all know about the S20 Ultra and that $1,500 price tag. But this actually kind of makes sense, believe it or not. Okay, so before you click away, kind of hear me out. When it comes to the S-series phones, these are flagship, which means the best of the best tech with the highest price. This isn't anything new, because this has always been the price for early adopters. If you want the bleeding edge of tech, and you like showing off, then you're gonna pay for it. This is why the S-series phones are made for these types of people. When it comes to average consumer, let's be honest, you don't need the latest chipset. In fact, most mid-range and even budget phones are good enough so that when the law of diminishing returns is real, then that's when people comes around shopping for flagships. Now let's take a relatively new S10 Lite. It has the previous flagship chipset on top with a big screen, decent enough camera, decent battery life. I think those guys goes for like $650, but I'm sure those watching the videos can most likely find a better deal, but I'll leave a link down below just in case you're curious. I'm one of those people that actually watches a lot of tech video for obvious reasons. I've seen videos from Tech Talk TV, Dave2D, MKBHD, like you name it. Chances are I probably watch it, SuperSaf TV. So instead of bashing high price phones, let's try to understand why they're doing it. The main reason is money, because greed has no end, and the other reason is sales. The flagship phones aren't making as many sales as they used to, which makes sense because prices are just through the roof. And when prices are through the roof, because they have to price them that way to pay for expenses and to make a profit. So, this is a cycle that, believe it or not, we can break. So, in a hypothetical world, if we all band together and not buy flagship phones, I almost guarantee price will either drop or flagships will die, whichever comes first. This is one of the reasons why the latest Note 20 won't cost us much. When I say it won't cost us much, it's still gonna be over $1,000, so don't expect the Note to be budget friendly. Then you have the A-series phone, and I think those are actually pretty with something like the A70 one, which honestly is good enough for around $380. Most people don't like the need to spend more than this and get the type of phone that is actually usable every day. Think about it, most people aren't spec hungry, and they don't do little comparisons to see which ones that edges out the best like we do. I have to admit, I'm one of those people that like to watch countless phone camera comparison to spot very little differences and see which one has the best video quality, good stabilization in the dark. I am one of those people that hates that weird little jittery effect the phones do when they try to stabilize the video. Most people don't even record video. They often just snap a pic of their food, post it up on Instagram, waiting for other people to like their post in order to get some kind of social acceptance. With Instagram, you don't really need a good of a camera as long as it's good enough for people to see what the picture is, and posting a like and call it a day. With the launch and sales numbers of the S20 Ultra, I don't think Samsung's gonna go down the same route because sales are significantly lower compared to something like the S10 series. I think COVID does play a part, but it's just the overall diminishing return is something that people is just beginning to catch on, and it makes them want to either go with the previous flagship or go mid-range if they actually want something new and they have a limited budget. The sad part is that the long are the days when smartphones at $600 are considered flagship. Mid-range are the new flagship, and honestly, I think mid-range market is actually doing very well. There's also the fact that people are buying less and less smartphones because the ones that they currently have, let's just face it, it's just too freaking good. Like if you have something like the S8 phones, you have most of the new stuff with updates anyways when it comes to Samsung, so you don't really feel like your phone is outdated. For others, if you have something like the OnePlus device, I mean my mom has a OnePlus 6 and there are still updates from time to time, so depending on the type of Android phones you have, you might still be able to get updates 3, maybe 4 years down the line. As a Note 9 Exynos owner, I actually considered getting another phone because apparently I bought the inferior version of a phone without knowing that, and it's pretty unfortunate. But when it comes to shopping for a new phone, even with my somewhat mid-range specs, I can still play most of the games like Fortnite, COD Mobile. Also, I can play many of the older emulator games when it comes to specs. I don't think it matters that much unless I really want to emulate like the advanced stuff like GameCube or Wii. I actually tried Citra 3D and the emulator is a complete slideshow on this phone, so this is something that I might want to consider. One of the things that I don't want to do is pay $1,000 just so that I can play old consoles on the go. At this point, I don't think I have the budget to swing for something like that. I think most people won't be buying these flagships anytime soon because the price is just too damn high. Then again, I could be wrong, and actually I kind of want to be wrong because I want to see ridiculous stuff in tech and I would love to have the opportunity to check them out. Like, thumbs up, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell for more content. You guys stay awesome!